Mabuhay! My name is Terdy Damlao. Let me show you some basic usage of Anki and card construction. I will be teaching you 8 things in particular. Anatomy of the Anki application, card creation, usage of decks, making filtered decks, card editing, exporting your decks, adding add-ons, and Anki Web. That's my way of using Anki on the phone without paying for it, especially for those who are using Apple devices. So I hope you have downloaded Anki already before you continue with this video. It's nice to join me in some of the things that I will be doing here so that it will guide you in your use of Anki. I hope after this, you'll be able to know more and know even some of the tips and tricks in card construction to make more high yield cards that will serve you better. Okay? So first, let us start with the anatomy of the Anki application. So yours might look a little bit different compared to my Anki, but I'm sure you will have this square over here. Okay, so these are the decks, right? Anki makes flashcards, so flashcards are inside within decks. So these are the decks right here. So this is the name of the deck. You can rename it using this gear icon, rename, you can export them, delete it. These options don't really mind this yet because we can deal with this later. So we also have here new, learn and do. What are these? So if you still don't know yet, Anki uses spaced repetition. It will already automatically tell you which cards or bring you which cards you need to answer based on your last answer. If it was hard for you, it will already uh, show you that card nearer in the future than something that you have answered easier. So it already prioritizes the things that you got wrong or things that you found hard, and those that are easy, it will place it later on in the future. So these new things mean that these cards, there are 10 cards in this deck, 10 cards in this deck, 10 cards in this deck. That means these are cards that you have not tried yet. Every day, Anki encourages you to answer cards for you to develop your long-term memory on a certain topic. Learn are for things that you need to learn again. They might have something that you might have done got wrong, and then now it's asking you to learn it again. It's time for you to do it again. And for due, this is for information that is already due. So let's say you answered one of these new things, you got it right. That means it might pop up here in due, meaning it's already due for you to redo it again. So that's the beauty of Anki. It will actually tell you the cards, or bring you the cards that you have to redo already. It already uh, makes you study, or it tells you already what to study based on your performance last. Okay. So what are some of the other things that I want to show you here? Okay, file. So if you want to switch your profile, you can click on this. If you want to import cards, you can click on this. So sometimes you might download the deck from somebody else, from a shared deck. You can import it here. To export, this is to, instead of you bringing in a card, maybe you want to share your deck with somebody else, you can export this, send them the file, and then they can import it themselves. Of course, there's creating backups and yada, 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 yada. Now, another important part here are tools. Tools, we have here filter tests. To create a filter test, I'll teach you that later. We have check media. To check media, this talks about there. It's checking media right now. It's talking about pictures, because when you add a picture into a card, of course it will be stored in the folder of Anki. But sometimes there are pictures which are not being used. So let's say they're not being used in a card. So it's just there within the system of Anki, but it's not going to appear anywhere. It would be nice to delete the ones that are unused. So delete unused media. Yeah. So if then after that, it would be also nice to, so it's checking to also empty the trash. The trash folder is now empty. That way you save a lot of your space and you don't have any non-unlying media files here around. Then, of course, you have empty cards. So this will be useful later on. And I'll show you. For example, these are empty cards, meaning these are cards without any uh, without anything being asked. So what you can do, you can delete them after that. I'll show you how to do that later. Now, add here. If you click on add, it will appear with this one. This is how you add cards, how you create cards. You can specify what type of card here. So if I want this card type, the most basic card type is, uh, oh, sorry, here. The most basic card type would be something like, choose this, a front and back card. Front, question here, answer here. And you can also specify which deck it will go to. So I already have many decks. You can specify which deck this card will be added to. So that's very helpful. Something that I forgot to tell you is that these decks, they can have sub decks. So they can have many decks within themselves. And of course, lastly, I'd like to show you sync. So this is very helpful, especially when you have Anki Web. It is basically the web version of Anki. Has lesser functions, but it's very useful for studying. You might have a change here. Of course, it won't automatically change in the internet. You press sync, something like that. Now, it tells me here that Anki Web differ in such a way that they cannot be merged together. My suggestion, your main source or your main storage of your cards is usually here in the computer. So usually I click here, upload to Anki Web. So because most of the time, you're going to do edits here in the computer, not in Anki Web. So by doing that, whatever you have here now, it will upload and make Anki Web the same as whatever you have in your PC. There we go. And we're done with the anatomy of the Anki application. Let's start with card creation. So let's make a basic card. Let us create a deck. So deck name, maybe I want to create a test deck. There we go. We got test deck over here. So when you create test deck, congratulations, you have finished the deck. Of course you finished the deck. There's nothing in the deck. Let's add some cards. There we go. So this is it's a bit of a complicated card type already. Let's try something simpler, just the front and back. Front optional reverse card, something like this. So this is a basic front to back card. Okay, so I can type something here such as which lobe of the brain deals with spatial reasoning, and I can say parietal lobe. Parietal lobe, make sure that it's basic and make sure what deck it's going to go into. Okay, and yeah, let us add this card. Boop. Very nice. Now let's check it out. Oh, it changed now because you have one card. As you can see, it's new because you haven't studied it yet. Study now. So, which lobe of the brain deals with spatial reasoning? I will show answer. I think it's let's say it's the frontal lobe. No, it's the parietal lobes. I'm so sorry, lobes. Now, so that's how you show the answer. You have to guess it right, maybe say it out loud, say it in your brain, and then if the answer is right or wrong, your performance will depend on what you click here. So let's say you got it wrong. I would press again, meaning in the next 10 minutes, I will see this card again. What if it was hard? Maybe I got it wrong, or I got it wrong, but it took me some level of thinking, which was kind of in the right direction. Or maybe I got it right, but it took me a very long time to get. I would maybe press hard. What if, oh, answered, I was able to answer it under 5 seconds, which is the goal, by the way, answering these things under 5 seconds. I would press maybe good. Now, what if it's like basic knowledge to me? Maybe I'd press easy. So the time when the card will appear is noted over here. And you can change these stats. You can change them based on the later on in the settings. Okay? But let's not focus on that now. This is already a good set as of now. Okay? So, very nice. Let's look at that. Let's add another card. The same card, basic optional reverse card. Uh, Now, this is a front and back card. But of course, if you have the front and then the back, you can also start with the back and then do the front. Okay? So let's say 30. Okay? Who is he? The creator of this video. And then add reverse here. You can literally put anything here, okay? You can put your name or just even just a number, whatever. All this field tells this card to do is that if you add something here, like anything at all, it will also make another card to start with the back instead of the front. So essentially, this makes two cards now. If you don't have this, it will just be front to back. You just have one card. If you add anything here, it will create both the front card, front to back, and also a back to front card. Let's see how that looks like. Added. Oh, now it became three because I added two cards. So let's study them. So which lobe of the brain? This was the thing that we saw a while ago. I can use here skip. Let's say I don't want to answer this because, of course, this app logs in your performance. I don't want to ruin my streak, and I think I can think about this later. So I can press skip. So 30. There's not a lot of context here, but he is the creator of this video. There we go. It's pretty easy. Let's say it's pretty easy. There you are again. Skip. Parietal lobe. Good. Where is that other card? That's the problem that may happen. If you create a reverse, it may be buried. So let's try that again so that it will appear. Study now. Ah, there we go. The creator of this video. So when we have the creator of this video, that was the reverse, we have 30. Now, the reason why I don't really use this card that much is because it's hard to make a card that will you need a bit of context. You can't just see 30 and then assume that you know what it's asking for. Or the creator of this video, it would have been better that this was at first. That's why I don't really use the front and back or the reverse cards. It's just the basic form of flashcards, but not really that useful for higher knowledge. Now, here is my favorite type of card, the close card. So close is basically fill in the blanks. Back extra. Close is basically fill in the blanks. So for example, we have the myocardium is the thickest part of the heart wall. What do I mean by close? We highlight the blank, what we want blank. So the myocardium is the thickest part of the wall. This one, myocardium. What you type is control plus shift plus C. Okay, control shift C. Now, for example, we highlight this, control shift C, it's appeared all of a sudden. So how will this look like? We added a card. Let's study this now. There we go. The blank is the thickest part of the heart wall. Ignore this first. And then when we show answer, boom, myocardium. This is how flashcards are supposed to be. This is much better than the front and back because this is so versatile and there's so many types of closed cards as well. Now, you might have seen a while ago that you could add context. There was this thing called back extra. So let's add that card. So how about this? Fat deposits on the pericardium of the heart. There we go. Now, we can think ahead already. What happens here is that this will be fat deposits on the blank of the heart. The blank, it could be anything on the front, on the back. We don't know what is being asked for. So we can add context to this thing that's being asked. This can be, let's say, a heart wall layer. And I'll show you how that looks like later on. Here in back extra, this is some extra context, some extra text that will appear when you answer the question. So let's say atherosclerosis may result in fat deposits, or I think it's the other way around. Fat deposits may cause atherosclerosis. Okay, So how would this look like with context? Let's study. I think we can skip this. We can also skip this. Here, there we go. Fat deposits on the heart wall layer of the heart. So now we know it's asking for a hot wall layer. It makes it a little bit easier. As much as possible, we don't want to spend too much time on the question. We want to answer it in under 5 seconds. That's the goal. So if adding context, as long as it's not the answer, does it help us in the actual answer, it would be very helpful. So we know it's much better. It will facilitate your learning if you know what's being asked for. Epicardium of the heart. This is what I was talking about when I added in the back extra. It might add extra context at the once you answer. Now, can you add multiple clauses in a single question, in a single card? Yes, you can. Let's add something to the test deck. Let's add something that will have multiple clauses. Okay, so let's say um, S. viridans may cause, is the causative agent, of endocarditis. Endocarditis. Let's say, I want to close this. Control Shift C. I can close Shift this as well. Control Shift C. Now, as you can see here, there's a number. There's C1, there's C2, meaning this will create two cards. Let us see how that looks like. Hold on, it's a bit long. So blank is the thickest part of the wall. The myocardium, and it took me, it's very easy. It's like a second hand, so I'll put that easy. There, blank is the causative agent of endocarditis. Streptococcus viridans. Okay, show the answer. There we go. Is a so as you can see here, the other clause did not appear yet because it's two separate cards. So this is good. Created this video. Let's skip that. Fat deposits. Let's skip that too. The other one did not appear. Oh, toggleberry. There. Streptococcus viridans is the causative agent of blank endocarditis. Okay, very nice. Now, what if I want there to be two clauses that are that disappear at the same time or do not appear at the same time? Oh, that's very easy. So let's have another question, such as um, let me think of something. uh, P53 is the Guardian gene. So let's say I close this and then I close this. What if I wanted them to both be C1? So I want both of them to not appear when you have a card. There's a shortcut for that. It would be Control plus Shift plus Alt plus T. So know that. So highlight it. Control Shift Alt C. They're both C1. Wow, that's automatic. Now let's say I remove this. Let's say I already did Control Shift C on this. It's already C2, but I want it to be C1. I changed my mind. You can just change it to C1. You can just change it to. You can make it. You can literally make it C5. It wouldn't care. If it's C5, it will make two cards pa rin. But if it's C1, it will just make one. So let's see how that looks like. And I'll show there. Now this is the problem. You have to be careful with using that, making things disappear at both times, answering too many things at a time. There's not enough context for you to answer. Blank is the blank. So you already know it's P53 in the Guardian gene, but what if you have a lot of cards? You wouldn't know. So it's best to answer things one by one. But you can still, if you think that it will not remove, like you can answer things immediately under 5 seconds, even if you close multiple items at the same card. That is up to you. That's okay. It's up to you. And you will find out as you answer things. Now, what we usually use for what I usually use is this card. It's a bit more. It's a bit bigger. Wow, there's so many things here. There's so many fields. These are called fields. This is the closed Anking Master. Usually you can get this from the Anking deck. Okay. So what I usually do here is that here's the text. This is where the close is. So the goal of glycolysis is to make pyruvate. So let's say I want this to be closed. Very good there. Extra. So I can just, this is similar to the back extra a while ago. This is just extra information or context that will appear once you answer the card. So glycolysis produces a net of 2 ATP, something like that, right? Now, here in extra, I suggest that you place your mnemonics. I suggest you place here maybe pictures, extra context. You can place pictures here, by the way. For example, here, you can just copy paste a picture, copy, or you can drag a picture. There we go. This is a brain heart. That's not really that related, but I'm just showing you how to use a picture. I just copy paste it here. My suggestion, always put the pictures last. It may look small here, but it won't be small. Let's add that. Our deck is growing. Let's find it. There. The goal of glycolysis is to make, boom, pyruvate. And this one appears later on. So here's the picture. See, it's pretty big. That's why always put the pictures after placing text here. Okay? Now, let's look at some examples of cards that you will encounter throughout your Anki journey here in the Anki Avengers. I have made a guide of certain types of cards that you might discover or that we will be making now that I've given you the basics on how to make a card and how to use the card in general. So let's say over here we go. So this one is a quantitative comparison card. So sometimes we might have information that might ask that could be something for like this. Steroids/sterols in the plasma membrane. You're comparing who has more steroids or sterols, eukaryotes or prokaryotes. So it might look a little bit like this. So the answer would be A. A except for blah 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 blah, which has sterols. So for example, you're here in this type of card. So how would that look like? Well, that is for the other one, except for mycoplasmas. But I want the first one, preview. There we go. QC steroids in the plasma membrane. 1, 2. Who has more? B. The answer would be B. I mean A. I mean A. The answer would be A. So here's some of the context. This is from the trans. Here is the picture for you to study it more. What's another type? Maybe there would be one that without this added thing. It would just be this one. How would that look like? QC, binary fission. Which one does it more? Eukaryotes or prokaryotes if you're comparing? It would be B. Prokaryotes. Now let's say you're comparing more than just two. You can put a number 3 here. Naman. You can put a number 3 over there. Okay? Definition cards. So for definition cards, this is my suggested format for definition cards. The word here, and then the description over here. Okay. So tropism, property of viruses that confers cell specificity. Okay. So of course the context is here. We always put the context here in the extra. Here is a basic type of card, which is just basically a long sentence with multiple clauses. For example, PRPSC have higher proportion of secondary protein structure and aggregates to form a structured amyloid fibrils accumulate to form plaques. So this would be beta pleated sheets, beta sheet structures. And then the next question would be the structured blank, which accumulate to form plaques. So this is also one type of card that you may format that you might use. What diseases should you think of when you hear about PRPSC? So this is another type of card that you might see. Maybe it's asking for an entire list or a lot of examples. So I would usually put the context of 5. That means I'm asking for 5 things. So Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, Gritzman-Straussler-Schenker disease, Schenker, yeah, disease, bovine spongiform encephalopathy or mad cow disease, or scrapie. Scrapie affects sheep, and yeah. Now these are profiles. So we will be dealing with a lot of these, especially for microbiology and also parasitology. These are profiles. So here's a profile here. So viruses, these are the description of viruses, viroids, description of viroids, prions, description of prions. The thing is, this can be a bit long, especially when we're dealing with bacteria, genera of bacteria already, with multiple information about it. Obligate anaerobes, what type of agar it lives in, what diseases it causes. So that can get a little bit long, right? Can get very long. And at the same time, we want them to be as uniform as possible. Okay, so that we easily identify the differences between prions, viroids, viruses, the differences between bacteria. So this is my suggested format. So it needs a little bit of thinking, definitely. How can I classify information or fix this information for it to be the same for viruses, viroids, and prions, and to profile them easier, basically. So here I stuck with does it have a gene? What's its genome, and does it have a protein code or not? So let's say, for example, is the context DNA slash or RNA. So what the virus does, the virus can have DNA or RNA. Is the protein code what? Present or absent? This is just the shorthand of the choices, present or absent. Present. So how would that look like? There, virus. So it's asking for the genome. What type of genome does it have? DNA or RNA? Protein code. Is it present or is it absent? There we go. See, it's much easier to memorize information profiles of entire genera of bacteria with this. If it gets longer, of course, you don't want it to appear in the same card. You might make it two na lang or something, but you'll find out later on. Here's another type of card. When you think of gram-positive bacteria, think of bacillus, blah, 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 blah. So these two cards, okay, they come from separate places in the guide trans. So again, this is why I stress it's important to understand the lesson before making an Anki deck. That's because this is, for example, the most efficient way of presenting that information instead of making that a very long thing or something that you this would be the most efficient way. You won't be able to get these efficient ways to make cards without understanding the lesson. Okay, so for example, but my main goal of showing you here is is to add mnemonics. Okay, for example, when you think of gram-positive bacteria, think of three representative genera. Boom, Bacillus, Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, and you can add your mnemonics here. Gram-positive, violet sila, B and S, Bacillus, Staph, Strep, violet, gram-positive. Red pen, so of course red pen, PEN stands for Escherichia, Neisseria, and Pseudomonas. Red because they're gram-negative, and that's what happens in the gram staining. So sometimes there might be some information that it's better that you just look at the picture, or maybe you don't really need that much memorization. It's kind of self-explanatory. So let's look at this. Sometimes what I place is rest time. This is like a freedom wall already. I just close some random thing. Study this figure, madali na naman ito. For example, these things, you don't really need to actually image occlusion this, do you? To cover these things or to make a card because it's already self-explanatory. Diplococci, tetrad, staphylococci, streptococci, chain of bacilli, flagellate rubs, spirochetes. Literally, it's a spiral. So maybe this will encourage people to just look at the figure, study it better. Okay? So that's mostly for visual information. Now, there are some cheat things that we can do, for example. In the trans, you might have seen that this information they were bulleted. These three bullets were beside each other. Mesophilic bacteria, thermophiles, or psychrophiles. But look at naman the information. Psychrophiles live at 0 to 10 degrees Celsius. Thermophiles live at 50 to 60 degrees Celsius. But mesophiles, they live at 20 to 40 degrees Celsius. Okay? you can see the pattern, right? This is just 10 degrees lower than the mesophiles, and thermophiles are just 10 degrees higher. So why would you want to make a card for all three when you can just make a card for mesophilic bacteria? Just memorize mesophilic bacteria. You'll know the range for the thermophiles and the psychrophiles as long as you know this concept. So it would just be like 20 to 40, boom. So this will already tell you the other information. You already hit 3 birds with just 1 card. I think that's a deal, right? Now we also have this type of card, 4 phases of growth. So this could be a process, but this is a process that's a little bit simpler. Lag, logarithmic, stationary, death, decline. As you can see here, I will already tell you the 4 phases of growth. So this is already pretty self-explanatory. That's why I made it all into 1 card, and I did not use a close overlapper for this. Okay? So those are the types of cards that you might encounter, that you might use. I'm giving you guys ideas on how to structure your cards. And to help us make the least amount of cards possible. So these are the most efficient ways to make cards. So that but the highest yield, as you can see over there. Okay. Now, let me show you the card that I made for the Enmat Anki. So this card, okay, let's add it to test deck. I call it, if there's the Angking, I call this the Reinanki. Let's go to letter R, Reinanki. So Reinanki, it uses a close. It's still a close card. So what I put here is I usually place here gram. So I'll place something here. Gram positive are Bacillus, Staph, Streptococcus. I might close this, for example. Oop, accidental. And then mind tricks. I can here mind tricks. I put mnemonics there. Mnemonics, guides, something that will make it a lot easier. So let's say by violet sila. This is the mnemonic for that. Violet sila. It's a mind trick kasi BS, Bacillus staph strep, and violet because gram-positive bacteria are violet. Extra information. These are not mnemonics anymore. This is just extra info. Maybe research or something cool. Let's say, let's talk about gram-negative. Gram-negative are Escherichia, what's that one? Neisseria and Pseudomonas. So it's just extra information. Personal notes, this will be left empty because these are your personal notes. This could be something that you could add things here. Okay, so let's say you want to add something to the card. You want to add your own context, your own mnemonics. But I suggest you place it here. I suggest, I only encourage that you place it here instead. Why do you want you to place it here? Because what if the Enmat Anki has an update? If it has an update, okay, what if you place anything here, because I only touch these fields, I only touch these fields except personal notes. Everything that you write on these other fields will be overwritten. You lose them. But I never touch personal notes. So if this is empty, it will have nothing. Nothing can overwrite whatever you place here. So that's why I place this as personal notes. Pictures, I place a picture here and I place sources here, because I don't want to have any copyright issues. So let's see how this would look like. Oh. So this is the Reinanki. Gram positive, I use a different font. This is a card which I personally made for the Enmat Anki. I coded this into the app. R, Bacillus, Staph, Streptococcus. So violet sila. So this is the mnemonic. It's very big. And here's the extra information. Here was the picture. So there is a head space there. Very nice, right? You can use that now as well. Something that I forgot to tell you guys about is, let's say I'm going to add another card, are these things. What are these pins over here? So let's say you're going to make a huge amount of cards. a huge amount of cards, and maybe they're, for example, oh, let's go back to close modified there. Let's say you're making a huge amount of cards, and the extra information will be the same for all those cards. Like 30 is the best. Maybe you're talking, let's say, my favorite part of the body is the chest. And then I would close this. Now, if this is pinned, if these both are pinned, if I add this card to the deck, they'll still stay here. They'll still stay here. As you see, they're still there. But if I remove this pin, let's say I remove this. Let's say I want 30 is the best to always appear in every single card that I'll make in the future. I don't want to keep on copy pasting 30 is the best and extra. You can place here. My least liked part of the body um, is the bilbil. I would unpin that. So when I add a card, oh, I haven't made a close deletion, sorry. Add, boom, it's gone. So that's the power of these pins over here. Very useful, for if you ask me. Let's talk about Close Overlapper. So Close Overlapper, you just have to download. That's an add-on, okay? You have to download an add-on. I'll teach you how to download add-ons later. Let's go to Close Overlapper. Oh, I can't read. There, Close Overlapping. This is for processes naman. Let's say this is the growth of a bacterial colony. It starts with the lag phase, log phase, stationary phase, and then decline phase. Decline or death phase / death phase. So the title of this card will be here, growth of a bacterial colony. Here in remarks, this is just the same thing as extra or back extra. Don't be a dummy. You can also put sources here and something. So this is the list that I want in order. Okay, let's say this is a huge process, a long process in order. I just use this as an example. After this, after placing the list of things, I would press this button here, generate overlapping closes. Boom. So it will now appear here. And I would add this card. Yeah. Now, let's see how that would look like. I'm very excited to show you. Let's skip this. Growth of a bacterial colony. Empty. So show answer, lag phase. Don't be a dummy. So what you can do, you can reveal all the closes to like review. Oh, so this is the entire process if you forgot. Let's say that that was good. Easy. There. Now it will ask you for the next item. So lag phase, after lag is log. Log phase. Yay. Oh, now it will ask you to for the next item and reveal the last, but it will cover again the first one. So this is how a close overlapper works. In processes, it's much easier if we know the things that are right next to each other, and then we can put them together, right? We can put them together, and eventually we'll memorize the entire thing. So, yeah, good. Okay, okay. And then in the last card that it will generate, so it generates a lot of cards already, is this. All of them. You have to do all of them immediately. So that's like the final boss of this card. So very useful for processes, very useful for life cycles of bacteria, life cycles of parasites, especially flow charts. Just one thing to remember here, it creates a lot of cards. It creates how many lines that you made here plus one. The plus one is for this one, this this final boss of card. That's the only problem with this. It makes a lot of cards immediately. So that's why a while ago for the lag log stationary decline, I usually use their close overlapper. No, sorry, a regular close card because it's short enough anyway. And the last thing that I'd like to tell you guys about are tags. So tags, what are tags? So here, these are all my tags. Tags, they basically help in Number one, they help in organization. Okay, so if I go, for example, here in my Nmat Anki, which I created, all the tags are organized here. You can find cards that are tagged with this. There's the tag over here. You can see, there we go. So all of them are organized very neatly. And secondly, this will help in creating filtered decks. This will help in creating decks that, for example, let's say that I want the cards in Gen Chem. Let's say I'm weak in Gen Chem. At the same time, I'm also weak in the econ and politics of sociology. You can create a deck which has both of these cards without making a new one. That's called a filtered deck, and I'll show you later. Okay, but first, before that, let's try to use this deck that we created, the test deck. Now, this test deck, okay, this test deck, you can use it or immediately already. Gram positive or blank, good. Show answer, good. But, oh no, finished already. But there were so many cards that we added, right? We made so many cards. That's the problem if you just click on it. You see this, new? This limits the amount of cards you can do in a day. Because, of course, Anki also doesn't want you to overload yourself with cards. You can actually change that here. That's what I was talking about. New cards per day. You can change this to another number. Maximum reviews per day. Yes, you can even set a maximum number of cards per day. You can generate the interval. Diba? Right easy interval can be, easy interval was 4 days. You can change that. You can make it 2 days instead. See, there's so many things. There's even a timer. You can change all of this information. Now, I won't be dealing with this in this workshop right now. So, how do I usually use these cards? But 30, the quiz is tomorrow, and what? It's gonna make me answer the card like later pa after the quiz. Here's the trick. I make custom study sessions. So let's click on the deck. You click here, custom study session. There we go. So in the custom study session, so you're making a study session for yourself, you can use, what I usually press is this one. You can review ahead, review forgotten cards, but this is what I usually do. Study by card state of or tag. Type this. Now, select 100 cards from deck. So basically, this will tell this is the maximum amount of cards, for example. Now, usually I just set this to a huge number, 99999. So if your deck is like 100 cards, 200 cards, 300 cards, I just set it to any random huge number that will encompass it all. So, and then what I place, I want to study all the cards. I would press this, all cards in random order. Don't reschedule. So when you answer cards here, it will not, Anki will not take into account your performance. That's the thing here, okay? But you will be able to study everything in random order. So choose tags. So in this deck, we did not have any tags, but the tags would appear here. You can actually click on the tags that you want to include and click on the tags that you want to exclude. Let's say you're already good at a certain topic that you've tagged. You might want to exclude it. You can click on it here, okay? But anyway, let's move on first. There we go. Custom study session. We created it. 17 cards in total. It will now lay it out all in you in random. Creator this video, 30. Let's go. Which lobe of the brain deals with spatial reasoning? Parietal lobes. My bad. This is what I was telling you, that Anki will not take into account your performance. It will just tell you again or good. If it's good, it will end, meaning you won't see that card again. Okay? So don't abuse that and think that, oh, I'm done with the deck and now I can sleep now. Make sure that when you show your answer was actually right in your head. Okay? If not, just click again. Okay? So that was deck use already. Let's talk about the filtered decks as I was talking about. So let's say I have I know the tags that I want. I want to study a deck where I want to study a deck, but I want the contents of this deck to include some of the information in one deck and some of the information in the other deck. I can do that. You can do that. You can create a temporary deck which includes cards from other decks. So how do you do that? Before I do that, as you can see here, this custom study session, it appears here. It creates its own deck. So basically, the custom study session, right? It came from the test deck. As you can see here, it became 000 now. What basically happened is this custom study session, it took the cards of the test deck for you to study it for yourself. If, for example, you're done with the custom study session, you're done with it, okay? You can delete it. Delete it. What happened to the cards? You don't delete any cards, don't worry. All the cards are still here. See? So the cards will just go back to the test deck. Easy. Let's create a filtered deck. Okay? A filtered deck using cards. Create a filtered deck. There we go. Name of the filtered deck. I can name this anything like 30. And then search blank, 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 blank. So there's going to be a little bit of coding. Filter. So what is this filter? This filter you can set this filter to what cards you want. You want cards from this deck. Maybe you want cards from a tag, a different tag. You can set that here. And then you can set this to 100. You can make it random. You can make it, you can set it, usually I set it at random. You can remove the is due. So you can, if you, for example, you have this, you copy this format, quotation mark, tag, colon, and then the tag here. You copy paste the tag here. Where do you find the tags? Usually you can find the tags. Let's see this one. Here's the tag. You just copy this tag. Control A, copy, and then you would place it. Filter deck. Let's put tag instead. And this tag, we paste it here. And then I limit to, I think 100 muna. You want it to be rescheduled. So based on your answers in this, so in the custom study session, whatever you answer, it won't reschedule, the Anki won't reschedule your cards. But in this filter deck, it still can. If you want to be rescheduled, you can set it that way. If you don't, then you can set it not to. And you can even enable a second filter. So we can even add another tag. So we can have two tags in the same filter deck. That's possible. Or you can have, you can make a filter deck that includes cards from two decks instead of tags. So possibilities are like, there are multiple possibilities here. I don't want to reschedule my cards. Let's build this. Build. There we go. There is the filter deck. Study now. There. See? So it's similar to a custom study. All the cards that came from that tag will come here. If you delete this deck, it won't really delete your cards, but it will put the cards back to where the deck that they belong. So you can already notice now that you can classify cards into two. The cards where they and the decks that they belong, and cards that have similar tags. So you can classify cards into tags and decks. Why is that important? So sometimes, okay, we do not want, as much as possible, Anki encourages, we do not have duplicate cards. What do I mean by duplicate cards? Let's say you know that medicine is overlapping. A concept in physiology might be the same concept in the neuroscience. That's just a nerve physiology. We don't want to make another card in both decks, like the same card in both decks, because if we make the same card in both decks, you have two schedules for those. It will mess up your own personal, like your study schedule. It will mess it up. So instead, you can, for example, make the card in the physiology deck instead. But that card, it can have two tags. Yes, you can make multiple tags for a card. So let's say here, I make a, look at this. Oh, sorry. This has a one tag here, but you can add another tag. There we go. And since you've added that other tag, now, if you, for example, want to study just purely nerve physiology, Okay, you can make a filter deck with the tags for neurophysiology. But now I want to study neuroscience. You can make a filter deck using the tags of neuroscience. But since this card had both of those tags, it will appear in both of those study sessions. That's the power of this. You don't need to make a duplicate card. This will already facilitate your learning, because technically, since it's the same piece of information, the learning that you experience in the first physiology session, of course, will be applied also well to neuroscience. So let's say that's something that you've studied already a lot of times in physiology. It might not appear anymore in the neuroscience because it already tells you, you already know this, so I won't give this to you. It makes your study session a lot shorter. It makes information a lot more concise. You don't have to memorize so many things about the same concept. It'll make things easier for you. Okay? Now, we're done with deck use. We're done with filter decks. Let's go to card editing. How do we edit cards? This is the browse function. Now we're browsing through cards. So as you can see here, let's make this small. Again, you can fix things through decks. You can organize things through tags. So these are the cards. Let's choose a deck. Let's choose my Anki Avengers Medicine here. This is the first deck. You can find, these are all the cards here. So if you want to edit something, you can edit it here. You can type things here, and if you want to see the card, like you don't want to answer it, but you want to see how it looks like, you can click this preview. Just wait for it. There, it'll show you how it looks like. Pretty cool, right? Now, why are there multicolored things here? Well, I just use this to take note of what cards that I wanted to show you. But what I basically did, because it has a different color, suspend the cards. This is Control J. Again, Control J. So, what happens if I suspend the card? If I suspend a card, well, it's suspended. And what happens if you're suspended? You do not participate in any activities, school activities. So, let's say you make a custom study session of this deck. Whatever cards you that are suspended will not appear in that deck. Okay. Let's say I make a filter deck using the tag, and it just happens to be that was this tag was included, but this card is suspended. It will not appear in that filter deck. So if you want like a card not to appear, you can suspend it or unsuspend it. It's just Control J, suspend it, unsuspend. Actually, let me unsuspend all my cards now. All right. So if you want to look through decks, again, you can click through here. It's much easier to organize, and then also and then you can also sort things through tags instead. So these are the tags. So within a tag, there could be there could be cards from multiple decks. Now you can even sort things through note type. What if you're looking for a certain note type? You can do that here too. Yes. Now you might be weirded out with, for example, the how the some of the tags look like. Let's start, for example, here. Why is that NMAT Anki ::02 chemistry ::01 Gen Chem ::01 matter? This is just the hierarchy. It's just a certain code. There's a hierarchy. So let's say, look here, this tag NMAT Anki, and then under that there are multiple. So there is biology, chemistry, physics, sociology, and then under that there's Gen Chem. So that : is just signifying a child. So these are children, right? And this is parent. So there's a parent tag, and then the children. So that's just to separate. The reason why I do that is because I don't want to make I don't want this to happen. Yung sobrang daming tags na it's so big. Look, it is much better. So you can already just uh you can sort it out like that. See? Much so easy. And we're done with card editing. Let's try to export a deck. How do you export a deck? So let's say this test deck finished already. Did we suspend anything? Oh, what's that? Unclick that toggle berry. There's nothing suspended. So the problem with suspending, okay, even if you export the deck, If you suspend it, it will not appear in that deck. That's the problem. That's why I made sure that nothing's suspended. What you basically do, what you do first, you have to remove orphans. Okay? Sometimes when you create a card with multiple closes, and let's say you add that card so that you've already created as many cards as how many closes that you had. And then you change your mind. Oh no. Instead of there being 5 closes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I want them all to appear at the same time. So what you would do, you would go back to that card. Let's say you go back to that card. But something here that has multiple closes. Here, you would go back to this card. And then it was already created. There are now 2 cards because there's 1, 2. Go back to the card. I want this to be 1. That'll still work. Definitely. When you preview it, it will now. Oh, that's the problem. But let's go to the first one. Preview. There. Now it appeared there. The second card that was created, because I changed it, I turned it into 1. It became an orphan. No close to card found. Please add a close deletion or use the empty cards tool. It's an orphan now. It's basically a card without a close. Oh, poor him. So what we usually do there to remove it, okay? Well, number one, you can turn it into C2 again. You can turn that C1 that you changed back to C2, or you can empty cards. I think it's this one, or this one. Empty cards for close to. It's this one. And what happens? You just delete it. And now, let's try to look for it. Oh, it's gone. Poor him. It's gone. There we go. That's removing orphans, empty cards. So whenever you export, always do that first, so that you don't have those. You don't see that no close not found, something like that. Now, how do you export? Click that, export. So it will appear here. It will include what? Oh, wow, look at that. You can include multiple decks that you want to export. You can also put the format. You want it to be a TXT file, but we usually have APKG. Do you want to include your scheduling information? Now, if you're going to share this with somebody else, of course, you don't want to include the scheduling information, like your scheduling. Why would you impose that on other people? Include media. Yes, I want to include the media. So the media files, these are the pictures. And if we wanted to support older versions of Anki, of course. So then we export. And then you test it, you just save it somewhere. Boom. Just wait for it. Exporting file. It will appear down here. 11 notes are exported. Very good. So 30, we had 17 cards, but it just said 11 notes. Where 11 notes really, relax, okay? Relax. So there are 16 cards now because we removed the one that had the C1 and C2, the S Viridans. There are 16 cards now. So what's a card? A card are all of these iterations. What's a note? You see this? Right? This close overlapper creates 5 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 lines plus 1 with the this one, the final boss. This is considered one note. It's like this is just one note. And each one of these is a card. Okay, so that's the difference. You might be wondering, what's the difference between a note? What's the difference between a card? That's the difference. Each of these is a card. However, this entire thing is a note. So let's have another one. So for example, a while ago, this card, there were 2 cards, but there was still just one note. That is why when you add a card, it talks about note type. Note type. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Okay. And that's it for exporting. That AKPG, you can send that to anyone through Messenger. You can upload it to whatever. And all they need to do is just open it. All they need to do is just open it. It will the person on the other end will automatically, the deck will automatically add to their menagerie of decks. How do you add add-ons? You can see, as you can see here, you might be jealous. I have an Amboss add-on here, and a lot of other add-ons. What you basically do is go here. You go here, you go to add-ons. It says here, get add-ons. Usually add-ons have a code. You just type the code here. It's usually numbers. Usually numbers. Type the code here and press OK. Anki will automatically download it for you. That's it. Now, this Amboss add-on, it's a bit bigger. There's no code for the Amboss add-on. Instead, Amboss offers the file itself. If you want to install from file, you just find it here. Like you download it from the Amboss website, Amboss Anki website, and then you just install it here. And Anki will install it for you. It will just tell you to restart the app for changes to apply, and that's it. Now, let's say let's talk about the last thing that I want to talk about, Anki Web. Okay, so Anki Web is the web version of Anki, and I am an Apple user. I have an Apple phone, but Anki Mobile is paid in Apple. You know, but I'm able to answer decks even without on my phone, even without paying. How can I do that? So here's the scenario. Let's say I'm done with this deck. Let's open that one. This one. Let's say I'm done with this deck. Custom study session. I do this thing. I put 1,000, whatever random number. All cards in random order. Choose tags. There's so here you can exclude tags here. So you can click to exclude, or you can add these tags. But for now, I don't want to exclude anything, and I want everything into it. There's our custom study session. So this custom study session, you can rename it. You can name it anything. A while ago, it was bacteria structure. Okay. But let's say I'm already late for school, and I'm gonna answer this during lunch. But I can't. I don't want to bring my laptop. All you need to do, sync. Okay, of course, before you sync, you need to have an Anki web account. Log into a existing account. Put it on. So you might sign up, for example, but let's put in. And since I synced, of course, you need to have an account before you sync. I have all of these. All of my cards are here. All my decks are here. And well, the arrangement is definitely a little bit different, but let's try to find that test deck. I named it bacteria structure. I'm sorry. So let's go to letter B, 01. Oh, I'm gonna have to find that element of B. There, bacteria structure. I can click on it. And on my phone, I can answer it. Yes, on my phone, I can answer it. So this is a custom study session. So it will not take into account your performance. But let's say you did another deck instead of a custom study session. Yes, Anki will take note of it and apply the settings. It will sync the next time you open it on your PC. Pretty cool, right? You can open this up in your web browser, Opera, if you're an Apple user, Opera, Safari, and there you still have Anki on your phone. You can answer. Now, understand that the functionality is not the same. Okay, so you can still edit definitely cards. If you edit here, and then when you open your application on the PC, it will actually sync. Whatever edits you make here will apply also to the ones in the PC. You can press update here. But as you can see, functions not exactly the same, lesser functions, but still very useful for those who do not want to pay for Anki Mobile. And the best thing about this is it's stored in the cloud. It's stored in the cloud. It's not stored on your phone. It's not, yeah. Anki Mobile, it might store it on your phone and take up your storage space. But here, you don't need to do that. So let me delete this. And then when you, for example, close the app, it will just automatically sync. So whatever changes you make here will apply to Anki Web. Thank you very much for attending or listening to my Anki workshop. I hope you learned more. I hope you learned more on the most efficient way to make cards, some of my tips and tricks on how to construct cards, how to use Anki Web, how to add add-ons, how to use the application better. I hope that will help you in your own journey using Anki to facilitate your learning, especially your memorization. Thank you very much. And this was 30.